to episode 154 of Outside the Circle, a podcast dedicated to new and upcoming country artists, musicians, and songwriters. Today's guest will be Chandler Dozier. We'll get to him in a little bit, but first, I'm Ronnie, and here's Brian.
It's happening, man. Yeah, I mean, nothing crazy happening on my end. Um, got a monster deer in the woods.
Yeah, I saw that. Looked exciting.
Yeah, biggest harvest of my life. So I was very excited for that, and Wyatt was also very excited. So yeah, that was a really good weekend. But man, you were a little bit of a world traveler, I guess, nation traveler.
Yeah. I just got back from that trip um that hockey trip, but spent 3 days in Nashville with that. But yeah, started in North Carolina, a couple days in Nashville, St. Louis, Oklahoma, and Texas. I will never go back to Oklahoma. Not only did I lose a lot of money in the casino, but I also got a speeding ticket, so we're good there. But no, Nashville was a lot of fun. I mentioned last episode that I haven't been since we started the podcast, and yeah, saw a lot of familiar faces. Met a lot of new faces. Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff. You know, I think there's a tie for Stephanie Ryan and Alana McCready on being on as often as they have been, and saw both of them. They were both phenomenal. Darian Lee, Chandler Dozier, who we're talking about today. I got a chance to see him. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Dalton Black going all the way back to episode 5. No, not even 5. I think he was 4, maybe he might have been 4. Um, but yeah, no, it was cool. It was a good time. Little cold, little rainy, but the Predators won their game, so nice hometown win for Nashville. And yeah, I mentioned Chandler. That's who we're interviewing today, and we mentioned it with him, and I think we talked a little bit about it off camera, but he's not what you typically hear on downtown Broadway. He's got, his own little style, his own little thing going on there. So yeah, I mean, we keep talking about him, or we'll jump into the interview with him. All right, everyone, we're here today with singer-songwriter Chandler Dozier. Welcome to Outside the Circle, Chandler. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to talk to you. It's first of all, couple big months here with the release of your debut EP, which we'll definitely dive into and get talking about all that. But you kind of bring in a fresh face, fresh sound, a resurgence of a sound, I guess we could even say, to the country world, and especially in a town like Nashville. Before we jump in all that, though, we always like to start from the beginning. So kind of tell us a little bit about where you grew up, and how important music was in your household, kind of things like that.
Right. So I'm from a tiny town called Troy, North Carolina. It's like right in the center of the state. Very rural town, about a little over 2,000 people. But so country music's very prominent. It was very big, but my household, it was not big at all. My family did not listen to country music. My dad even says that his mom, my grandma, like would not allow, like my grandpa wanted to listen to country music. Like he really liked Buck Owens and Marty Robbins and even later Jerry Reed, and she just wouldn't let him play it in the household. And that really affected my dad. So like I grew up, music in general was not that big. And so I don't know. My parents brought me to Nashville on a trip when I was, I was maybe 14 or 15. And we went to the Country Music Hall of Fame. And I don't know what it was, but I started to just get real interested in that. I thought it was so cool.
So music wasn't very big at all in your house? Like nobody listened to nothing?
I mean, like what was on the radio. And I knew, being from North Carolina, my dad loved James Taylor. Mm-hmm. And that was like about it, though. Like, we just didn't talk about music. It just not a thing. I don't know.
I mean, and not only no music, no country music, And for you to like to fall into the like neo-traditional style, really wild, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know. Just like it makes its way to you somehow, but I don't know.
So like what were some of the stuff that you were listening to then, like growing up?
Um, like I said, it was on the radio.
Yeah.
But once I really started getting into country music, I would say middle school. At first, I think a big transition was I kind of got into Southern rock,
Mhm.
and I started liking Leonard Skinner and the Allman Brothers. And then I started seeing the links to country music. And once we came here to Nashville, and so I started to get into it then. But I was really into Brad Paisley. I loved Brad Paisley, and the more I got into him, I think he just excited me because he was such a great songwriter, good singer, great guitar player. I was like, wow, this is really like a very talented person. They can do it all. I thought that was just so unique. And as I got more into his music, I saw his earlier albums, how traditional they were. There was a lot of shuffles on there. And he talked about that stuff. I'd see interviews where he talked about Chet Atkins or Jerry Reed or Buck Owens and the Bakersfield Sound, a lot of that stuff. And Don Rich, that was Buck Owens' guitar player, really talked about them a lot. And I was like, wow, that just really helped me start picking out. I'm like, well, let me go listen to an album from Buck Owens and check out that, and started to kind of put it all together, I guess, to start to understand where the different influences came from.
Yeah, when was it that you picked up a guitar?
I started playing, I believe, when I was 13, because I'd had a friend start playing and I wanted to start. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And it did not resonate with me at all. I mean, I just had it. I didn't play at all until when I was about 16 or 17. I actually had like a girlfriend break up with me. That was like my first heartbreak. And I was like, oh, I was like, how do I handle this? And that just really clicked with me, that I was like, wow, music makes me feel better. Like it's really fun to like dive into this and start playing. So I started when I was about 13, but I would say 16 to 17 is when I really started putting my time into it, you know?
Man, you know what they say too. You learn to play guitar either for a girl or because of a girl.
That was it. Definitely because of a girl. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. What's funny is, so I myself, so I didn't grow up in country music. We're based out of New Jersey, so like, country was not a big thing up here at all.
mhm.
And until recently, the last 10, 15 years or so. And for me, it was also Brad Paisley. I somehow crossed paths in his music, and then all of a sudden it just like clicked. It made sense. It was, wait, this is what it's supposed to be. So my whole life, I've always considered Brad Paisley to be like the gateway drug to country music. Like, and he'll bring you in any direction of country music, right? Like you're saying, you got
Definitely.
the traditional sound, you got the more rock and roll sound, you got the like
Exactly.
he'll cover all the bases for you, and you'll find your path through him.
He's awesome. And so it's like you look at his first couple albums, and like his very first album has a Western swing song on it. That's it never would have worked out anyway. And that's a total just Bob Wills Western swing, Texas swing song. And I love that music. And then on his second album, he has a straight like bluegrass song. It's like, yeah, it really does take you in every direction. And it's such a, yeah, as you said, a gateway drug. It's great. I mean, it's awesome. And then he's unique in himself. Like as he progressed, he just has you're like, that's a Brad Paisley song. No one else could do a song like that. It's super true. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny. I get the impression, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the movie, and it's gonna kill me. What's the one with the dancing where they're not allowed to do it, and then they footloose? Is that what it is? I get the impression that like not your town, but like your little bubble of household, and music was like, oh, you can't do that.
Well, it wasn't necessarily like you can't do that, but actually, that's funny enough. I joke with my dad about this still. Like when I was in high school, my punishment, like if I got in trouble for grades or whatever, it was like, you can't go out with your friends, you can't go out with your girlfriend. And I was like, whatever, I don't care. But then he would take my guitar, just like lock it in a closet. And I was like, "You're the worst." I was like so mad. And that's so funny to think about now. Like, gosh, yeah. Like who that's a weird punishment, but yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but you know what? It probably helped. It probably worked, right? Like now that's something that you're longing for, and you didn't miss it in the moment. Now you miss it. Now you want it more than you did 10 minutes ago. And
Yeah, it's
yeah,
true. I would sneak like my mom because my mom was all for me doing music. So she was like, "Yeah, when he leaves, like I'll unlock the closet for you."
Sorry.
yeah. No, that's amazing. All right, so you mentioned, starting to play at 13, kind of really finding your own in music and what you liked and what interests you and then 16, 17, like you said, kind of really diving in there. I know you mentioned the girl and writing and turning to music, but was there like a aha moment that was like yeah, like this is what I need to do. I need to pursue music, like to kind of take us through that when it clicked in your brain, like this is it for me.
Right. Um, Up till like all through high school, I had really just planned on going to college somewhere in North Carolina and then doing like ROTC and going into the army. That's what I had always planned on doing. And I don't know, once I started getting into it, I started playing. We have one bar in my town, and I started playing at that bar. I would play acoustic and sing, and I would play at my school. And people started really encouraging me. You're like, wow, you like a unique kind of country music, and you're getting better. You're not great, but you're definitely getting better. And so it was like that built up over a couple years. So junior, senior year of high school is kind of when I decided I would go to school in Nashville, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna, give it a shot out there.
Yeah. All right. So then I'm assuming, and I don't want to make assumptions, but are you talking Belmont? Did you
Yep, I
you,
went
you
to
went to
Belmont.
Belmont?
Hmm.
Yeah. So kind of for a lot of people that don't really know, Belmont is, one of the premier music schools in all aspects of the industry, really.
Hmm.
Kind of how was that experience for you going to Belmont? Like what did you focus on? Like how was school for you?
Right, it was good. So I came here in 2020, and then I graduated 2024. Um, so I did music business, which is funny enough. Like I didn't even do music; I did music business because I wanted the internships and to get the experience, kind of understand how the industry would work. But it was great. I mean, I could not. I tell people that all the time. I couldn't have a better segue to Nashville because if I would have gone to college in North Carolina and graduated a year ago now and then moved to Nashville, I would have felt so lost.
Mhm.
And that just helped me really transition. Whereas if I wouldn't have gone to college at all and I would have just came straight to Nashville, it would have been like terrifying. I don't know. It was really nice to have that transition. It was good. And I was able to do different things outside of playing downtown and stuff like that, like make connections through school and have different opportunities. Like I played a country showcase at Belmont. There's just all sorts of opportunities that offered. So it was great. It was a great experience.
That's great too. And you're not cutting your teeth or finding your sound in like the live Broadway playing cover songs type of thing.
Well, I did do that too. I
Yeah.
did that's like I tried to do everything. Yeah.
Yeah, so like for me, and what's nice about focusing on the business side of it too is from an artist standpoint, you kind of already know how like the business is going to take you and the avenues that you should go if you were to like give the advice to an artist yourself. For me, it was the same type of thing. So I'm a guitar player and singer myself, and I went to school for like music production and engineering. And I was like, I always just kind of like, I'd hate to be the artist, like I want it to sound like this, but have no clue on how the hell they do it, you know?
Uh-huh.
So like, I need to know how to record music and like get into it. So yeah, I think it's smart for both. One because of like you said the type of environment that Belmont is in order to grow your music side, find your sound and everything, and just continue that building up in a relatively safe environment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
It was. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, and the connections too, right? Like your classmates, the friends you make, the
Right.
teachers that you mentor under, and like you said, the internships, there's so much to be said about the knowledge that, like you said, you could have just showed up at 18 and said, "All right, I'm here. What do I do now?"
Exactly.
But you really like, I mean, for all intents and purposes, you're a step ahead of a lot of people by getting that knowledge that most people don't think about. They think about just stepping on stage and hoping it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was also nice. Like, so once I turned 19, so it was the summer of my freshman year at Belmont. I went home for a little bit and I worked and played a little there. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to come back to town and start trying to play too. So I spent my summers like performing downtown and stuff. And then picked up gigs like as I was playing through school. So it was nice to be like playing and then like I could look forward to going to play and then also have school to come to. Because it was two separate lives for a period of time, and it was really nice. I don't know, it was nice. It made me, it was very
No,
comfortable.
no, but you're right. You weren't relying solely on gigging, right? You were there
Right.
for school, and like gigging was the side thing at the moment.
Exactly.
And then
Mm-hmm.
you can make that transition, that great transitional period of like school is ending. I already have dipped my toes in the gigging side and seeing how that is. You've already made the connection, so it should be a pretty easy, like, all right, full time now. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that a lot, especially, yeah, like you're saying, really just the not burning yourself out either, right? Like, you have two very different things to look forward to. Yes, it's the same path, I guess we could say, but you're not fully immersed in something and burning yourself out. And, kind of on that same topic of a different path in the music industry. We're going to talk about Bakersfield East in a second, but your debut EP here, I noticed that on all of the credits, you have a very big, large role in your songwriting process, and so kind of take us through that, like what that songwriting process looks like for you, where you draw inspiration from, kind of all those little avenues there.
Right. Um, when I started trying to write when I was in high school, and it's not good. I had some terrible, terrible songs. Oh gosh, looking back now, awful songs. But I really like my heroes: Merle Haggard, Dwight Yoakam. As I mentioned, Brad Paisley's. Although I still love him, he's not one of my big inspirations now, but he is my gateway drug, as you said. And like he's such a great songwriter, and those two I just named are great songwriters, and those are artists that write too. There's a lot of Hank Williams obviously is a big one, but there's obviously a ton of, especially in Nashville, it's always been a big thing to there's artists and then there's songwriters. Like they're typically not the same. They may sit in the room, but I always thought, wow, like how great is that to write your own songs, tell your own stories. So that's what I really kind of decided at a younger age. Like I really would like to be able to do that. So I really have been hard on myself to try and keep going in that. And so usually, uh, as you said, like my EP is all solo written. So I don't tend to write with people, and it's not because I don't want to, but it's maybe because I haven't found someone that would fit exactly with what I would want to do. Like my roommate and I, he's a songwriter too. And we just like critique each other. Like we'll write a song and then show it to each other, and it's like, that sucks, dude. That's so bad. And they're like, you need to change this. And so it's really good because we're pretty hard on each other. But I usually will take like a song I want to write that's like a styled, something in the style of, and I'll try and emulate that without copying it, obviously, but coming up with a good hook, and usually hook hook based writing as country music's always been that way. It works out very well that way. It's not so much as metaphorical as all other genres of music are for some reason. Country music is so straightforward. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, the solo. Well, you're right, because Nashville was never, and I've said this a million times on this, in the, however many times we've had this conversation of like Nashville was never based on singer songwriters, right? It was never a thing. Um, I don't even know who like the first to like break the mold was on that. Maybe Hank. I mean,
I'd have to think on it for a while. There was, you could say in Jimmy Rogers was,
okay, yeah,
but he didn't even come to Nashville. That was before Nashville was even big. They recorded in Bristol.
right.
He recorded with them and the Carter Family, but he wrote all his songs. But I guess you're right. For like the 50s, late 40s, the 50s, when Nashville started becoming the hub and the Nashville sound started existing, Lefty Frizzell wrote some of his stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But those were Lefty and Hank were two big guys in the 50s.
Right.
That when that honky tonk sounds everybody. But yeah, I mean, there's a
Yeah.
couple people, but not many. You're right.
Yeah, and then when we really think about like the explosion of country music in the 90s, um that was never a thing, right? I mean, you had George Strait, Garth Brooks, like all of them, none of their songs were written by them.
Very seldom, yeah, only a few.
And so and now you're starting to see more of it, and mainly because money is thinner, right? Like it's a little bit harder for an artist just to survive on not being a writer or co-writer or something on these songs. But for your stuff and your sound, I think you kind of know the direction that you're going in. It is, like I said, that like neo-traditional style might not be the most popular thing in the world, and I think a lot of songwriters are a little nervous of that, right? They're just, they want to write a poppy country song that Luke fucking Bryant's gonna sing. So that's the thing, and I think that you have your head on straight as far as like this is the direction we're staying on this highway, and we're gonna write the songs, or you're gonna write the songs that fit in that avenue. So I mean, I think it's cool, man. I think it's really cool.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of think, I mean, I've gotten to this argument with people, and this is not even artistically, this is just music wise, even like on cover gigs I do. I've played with drummers or bass players, and they've said, why don't you do some more contemporary things? People like that. And I was like, why would I be here? Why would I pack up and leave and go to Nashville and do what I don't like? Why would I do that? It just doesn't really make sense.
No.
It just doesn't make sense. So I just really do think staying true to what you want to do and being authentic is a great thing. There's nothing wrong with it. If it doesn't catch on right away, well, that's just something you have to deal with. You just got to suffer a little bit.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. But I don't know. I see this country is always done like full circles. Like
Yeah,
very beginning, it's always done full circles.
it always has. Yep.
See that. Like it always just comes back around, and then it'll go through a whole like rock and roll stage, and then it comes right back around to another like bluegrass stage, and then
Right.
like it just always does it.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing, but you're exactly right. It does. There's always like a little neo-traditional movement. I mean, the 80s was the biggest one. The
Right.
80s had like that long string of Keith Whitley, Clint Black, George Strait, Dwight Yoakam, all those guys. It was just super cool. And then
Yeah.
later, Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks. But
Right.
yeah, it's since the beginning. I mean, the Nashville sound in the day was pop. Like they were like, oh, that has string orchestras on it. It's pop music, background singers, the Jordanaires.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah, it's I laugh. So you're in the seat that you're in, and I'm in the seat that I'm in, because if somebody said to me, "Hey, you should do this," people like it better. Yeah, okay, all right, let's go do it. So I respect that,
No.
that you're sticking to your authenticity and what you want, because I would not be that strong to do that. Yeah. But yeah, no. So, kind of one more note on songwriting, and then I want to go ahead and jump to our break and put the songs on for you. But you mentioned your roommate, so I'm assuming your roommate probably doesn't follow the same country path as you do, in that sense. So I'm assuming that to be true, and if it's is and you kind of are different in that sense, then I'm sure there's also some value in that too, though. You're able to be more honest about, what you're hearing from each other, and having that relationship that you trust each other, obviously.
Right.
But I'm sure that's, you talk about not really finding your people yet, but he doesn't, I'm assuming he too, but he doesn't have to be in your lane to be a person that really does support what you're doing, and kind of tell you what it is and how it is. And yeah.
Right. No, 100%. So I'll give him a little plug here. His name is Logan Falconberry. He's a great songwriter from Texas. We went to Belmont together, so we've been roommates for 4 years. He's not here right now, so I won't blow his head up too much. So that's good. He won't hear me saying this. But so we both love a lot of the same music. Yes, we do love a lot of the same music. But he is more George Strait. George Strait is his favorite, and Dean Dillon, the songwriter who wrote, I think, 12 #1 hits for George Strait, and he wrote so many cuts. He wrote The Chair, that's the biggest one. But that's his favorite guy, and I love that guy too. And I will write songs like that at times, but yeah, it is a little different. Like where he always says, he makes the joke that people will say, "Wow, like Logan, you write really old music," and you're like, "You haven't met my roommate yet." That's what he always says, because I do old music, but he does really old music, so it's very different. But yes, and it's different, but we complement each other well, and that way we understand what the other wants out of it, and so that way we can critique each other well. Yes, it's a very good partnership we have. It's good.
Nice. Yes, and that's very important to have, especially in a town like that where you need some allies here and there. But all right, cool. So yeah, we're talking about the music, we're talking about the songwriting. So why don't we go ahead and take our break? If you want to introduce the song for us that we're gonna play for you, and we'll chat about it when we come back.
All right, cool. I think the first one we're playing is "It's Not Me, It's You."
Yeah.
And so this is a straight me trying to emulate the Bakersfield sound, which is my favorite, and it's got the stops in it like the Buck Owens songs. Like he had "I've got a tiger by the tail," that was one of his big ones. But it's definitely more I would say it has like the Dwight Yoakam swagger to it. Like it's more rockabilly kind of influence, kind of in your face, a little hard. Yeah.
I don't think you understand the effect too much love has on me. So please forgive me if I'm being cruel. But darling, it's not me, it's you. I don't think I can take this anymore. There's only so much love that one heart can endure. Don't you think we should spend some time apart? Maybe forever wouldn't be such a bad start. I don't think you understand the effect too much love has on me. So please forgive me if I'm being cruel. Darling, it's not me, it's you. Think you've never heard of a thing called space. And every time I go out my steps you will trace. I have had enough of your overbearing love. So go find you another man who has what I lack thereof. Well, I don't think you understand the effect too much love has on a man. So please forgive me if I'm being cruel. Darling, it's not me, it's you. Don't think you understand the effect too much love has on men. So please forgive me if I'm being cruel. Darling, it's not me, it's you. Oh well, darling, it's not me, it's you.
All right, so let's talk about "It's Not Me, It's You." You kind of gave us the breakdown, the you know, kind of where that song kind of came from for you. Songwriting wise, what was kind of the inspiration behind that song, and ultimately putting it out as the first track on your debut EP?
Right. Honestly, it's probably the corniest song I've written. Like, honestly, hands down, it's just it's not that serious. Like, it's just not a serious song. And I don't know. Like, I don't take myself too seriously, but obviously I want my music to be serious. But it's you know, it's just telling a girl, you know, it's like, it's not me, it's you. He's just like kind of fed up with her. So it's kind of just, I don't know. A lot of those, so that is a shuffle, like the just traditional 4/4 country shuffle, and that's my favorite sound in country music. Ray Price did tons of shuffles, and Buck Owens, and Merle Haggard, and it was huge in Bakersfield stuff. And it was really, a lot of people say it was like a combination of early rock and roll, which is rockabilly music, with country, and it's so many just like blends constantly, or just genres would cross. So that was just my favorite, and so I wanted to. I've written quite a few. I have quite a few shuffles, but that was one I was like, this would be a good one to put out. And the reason I put it first on the EP is because it's lively and that's danceable music, and I just thought that was the right one that felt first. It's very energetic. Yeah.
Nah, I dig it, man. I'll speak to it from the audio engineering side of me. It is one of the most balanced songs that I've heard in a long time. Like, everything has its space. Like, your voice is out front. Everything is just mixed so nicely, and everything has a good sound. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, thank you. That I'll give her a shout out. That's an engineer named Caitlin Preboy, and she works over at Ocean Way Studios in Nashville. And so she engineered that and then mixed it for me. Then a man named Steven Markison, he mastered it for me.
nice.
But yeah, I thought they did a great job too. It's well balanced.
Really well balanced, and it has that like throwback, Dwight Yoakam sound to it, where everything feels like. But what we did when we talked about like country music having that full circle, and right now we're kind of feeling that surge of like the traditional sound. And I think that this sits on the shelf right along like the Zach Top and the John Party and everything like that. Like, it's in that world of like, this feels right. Like, it would be like back in the 80s of like flipping through and hearing a George Strait, a Dwight Yoakam, you know what I mean? Like, it sits on the same shelf. So
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and you mentioned the energetic side of it, and that's again, going back to the fact I didn't grow up on country music, so for me it was all like punk and hardcore and all that stuff. So I enjoy anything that like you said, it's danceable, right? It gets you moving. That
Right.
that's the stuff that I like. So yeah, no, I love this song. And you're right, the fact that it kind of kicks off the EP with that high energy, and this is what you're in for. Like, buckle down, it's happening. Yeah, no, I love it. And I always talk on, Brian talks the audio side. I always talk the content side, the lyrics, the emotion, the feel, and all that. I do love the play on, it's not you, it's me, but no, it's not me, it's you. Yeah, I enjoy a good a play on words, and yeah.
Dude.
Just for argument's sake, is this the song that you wrote at 16 about that girl that got this
No,
moving? No.
no, not at all. I probably wrote this song. I'm 23 now. I probably wrote this song when I was like 21, I'd say, maybe 2 years ago. I'd say, yeah, but no, I didn't. Anything I wrote then was a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, no.
What I like so much about it's like a screw you with a smile.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, later.
I think that's really me liking Brad Paisley coming out a little bit, where it's not as like on the nose
Yeah.
cornball as Brad Paisley can get sometimes. He can get so corny sometimes, but I love him, but he can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just trying to be a little funny about it, I guess.
Well, it definitely plays as fun, and it's easy listening. It's enjoyable. And so let's kind of just jump into the rest of the EP there. So August 29th, I believe, so about 2 months ago, 3 months ago now, was the release of Bakersfield East. Kind of take us, first of all, how has the response been since the EP came out, and kind of take us through what that EP looks like.
It was actually, I was so surprised, to be honest. I think the internet can be used for such bad and then can be used for pretty good. I had some pretty good articles written. They were really nice, and I think that helped get some traction. And my monthly listeners on Spotify definitely spiked a bunch, but now it started to go back down. So it's like, it's like a constant, I don't know, but it was good. It's been good response, and I've been glad to. I shouldn't do this, but I'll read reviews online, like what people write, and I should not do that, I know. But everyone's pretty encouraging. Like, most people say they're excited to see the Bakersfield sound back, and even the people that say, like, oh, you can tell he's really influenced by Dwight Yoakam, like, that's so cool. Like, I want that. So I'm glad to see that. I haven't really seen any negative comments, so glad, relieved to see that, I guess.
It's hard to have a negative comment on this album. I mean, it is so smooth. Like, even just like flashing through it real quick. I love the last song, the little throwback to Hank
Williams. Yeah.
So good, man. And it's such a good rendition that you do of it. So I really applaud this album. I think it's really cool.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we were trying to do that real rockabilly, rockabilly style.
Yeah, which we were talking about it prior to going on, like how much. I have a buddy in I forget where he's at now, maybe Charlotte. He's a huge rockabilly player, and like,
oh, really? That's cool.
Now is like more of that style of music really coming out. There's so much energy in that music, so like it's really cool to see that happening, like taking over for backing tracks and stuff like that. I like to see real musicians doing stuff. Cool.
So I'm gonna throw Brian a little under the bus on other interviews, and probably the highest compliment that he could give you without giving you a compliment verbally out of his own mouth. Normally, we set up these interviews. We know who we're talking to. We spend however long the interview's been set up, kind of like diving into you, getting to listening to the music, diving into anything we can find online about you, all that good stuff. And then we get on about 20 minutes before you jump on, and we kind of listen to the songs we know we're going to play again and just kind of like refresh ourselves. So we're about to release episode 150, but we probably have about 155 interviews, including this one. And never once has Brian said, "Hold on, I need to listen to the next song." And then so to give you that compliment of even before we started, we couldn't even talk about what was going on because he was too into the EP, and so yeah, don't take that lightly. That's a
Well,
big
thank you guys. Congrats on 150. That's awesome.
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's fun, it's cool, but all right, so Bakersfield East. So as a album, obviously, Bakersfield being California, always getting the Nashville West
There you go.
vibe. So
That's exactly the play on the Nashville in the yeah. So you already know,
yeah.
like in the '60s when Bakersfield started becoming so popular, it was like they were like, "What the heck? You're ruining the charts!" Like Nashville was pissed because Bakersfield was literally like ruining. Like Buck Owens was getting #1 hits, then Merle Haggard started getting #1 hits, so they started calling that Nashville West. And so I'm in Nashville now, and I was like, "Oh, that's my biggest influence." So I was just like, "Let me call it Bakersfield East." So that was clever.
Yeah, no, I like the again being the play on things and the play on words and all that. I enjoy the the kind of nod to those who've done it before, and
Mhm.
hopefully we see more of this out of Nashville, and it like you've been talking about the whole full circle thing, and hopefully this is the next big thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. But kind of talking about Nashville, you mentioned gigging around town, and so you've definitely, outside of the school world on the gig side, you've definitely kept yourself pretty busy in that sense. Kind of take us through if somebody's coming out to see you, kind of walk us through your set. What does a live show look like for you?
It depends, I guess. So if I'm doing an artist show in town, which I'll do, like there's certain showcases around town. Like I've done, I don't know if you guys have heard of Honky Tonk Tuesday here in town. It's like a dance hall kind of thing. If I'm doing something like that, it's an hour of my originals, maybe a couple covers mixed in, and that'll be a full band. So um, drums, bass, fiddle, pedal steel, and then myself singing and playing guitar. And that'll be that. And it'll usually be like a mix of up tempo and slow songs. And then if I'm playing downtown and it's 4 hours of covers, every once in a while we'll do an original. That's usually like high intensity. Try to be. Honestly, you get so worn out playing for 4 hours. By that last hour, I'm like, I don't even care what song we do next. Somebody just tell me what song to do. But we'll just do, anything from George Strait to Bob Wills to Merle Haggard to Alan Jackson, Keith Whitley, Dwight Yoakam. Like we just do all that stuff, and we'll do a few ballads, but mainly up tempo stuff. Do some rockabilly, do Elvis, some early Elvis stuff.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great, man. I anytime that like and I say this a lot too about bluegrass style, is like that style of music can never die. It just it lives. It's so like ingrained in the American soul that it can never die. You don't have to like it, but like for some reason, the minute this gonna sound weird, but like the minute you get to like your late 20s and 30s, you're like, damn, this is good music.
I don't care if every song's in the key of G and they all have similar melodies. It's really good. I mean, that's how I feel. So
Yeah.
many people say that. Oh, my roommate's one. He's from Texas, and he's like, "Y'all are just hillbillies, in the Appalachians. Y'all like, y'all like bluegrass music, dude. It's so good. It's so good." And I am by no means like I try, and I've been working on it a lot. Like my flat picking and bluegrass style acoustic playing. If someone is a true bluegrass player, and it doesn't matter if it's the fiddle, the mandolin, anything, they are world-class musicians. Like it is not. It may sound simple. It may be 3 chords, but it's so technical, and like being very proficient at flat picking and picking out each individual note and the old fiddle tunes and everything playing. It's amazing. They're great musicians.
I'm with you. To watch, like if there is a bluegrass festival anywhere around you, go and see like legit chops. Like musicians in that area that are playing bluegrass. I used to be part of the Country Music Association in Northern New York. So that's like, part of the Appalachian Mountains. But we would go at our meetings, there would already be like 6 people playing in a round or so like that. And I was young, I was 15, 16 or so when I would go there. Nowhere near the caliber of musicianship that was there. But like I remember going to these meetings and like seeing these players like, whoa. And that was like one of my first exposure to like real bluegrass being played live. And I couldn't believe, I mean, like that's where I fell in love with mandolin too. And I was like, that is one of the coolest instruments there is.
Do you play mandolin?
I sure, but like not like a mandolin player by any.
Oh, that's awesome. No, it's great. No, that's the only way to get good is go hang out. Like I said, like was not around it as a kid, and then even when I was in high school, there was no one to play it with in my town. But once I got here, like some of the older guys that I actually just went and saw a fiddle player that I play with. He had a heart attack actually and had surgery, but I just went to visit him, and he's in his 60s. But fiddle player can play fiddle, mandolin, guitar, pedal steel, bass, banjo, and he can play Western swing, traditional honky tonk music, and bluegrass. Just so it's amazing. Yeah, some of those guys are just crazy.
The local dude that owned the guitar shop in Northern New York, this old timer, I mean, and like hippie to the I mean, huge beard, old timer, was a pedal steel player at like the local bar. But I would always just go there and hang out in the guitar shop and just like play guitars. And it was like every time I would go there, he would grab a different instrument and he would like do this. He would like hold the fiddle like at his arm and play, and it was like super nonchalant. And then like grab a mandolin or a bass guitar and like whatever I was playing, because I was always just grabbing guitars. He would just jam out with me. It was the coolest.
That's awesome.
He didn't give a shit whether I walked out of there with a guitar ever. He was just like, yeah, just come back tomorrow. We'll hang out again. All right, dude. It was really cool experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know too much about like the New Jersey, like Jersey Shore area.
Snooki.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, we have to live with that. But
Oh, I'm just kidding.
I don't. Have you ever heard of Asbury Park? The town that like Bruce Springsteen
Yes.
like made famous and all that. So there's a bar in Asbury Park. It's one of those like business casual type places. Like you got to wear like a jacket over it, even just like a collar shirt, nothing. But like not some dive bar, not some whatever. It's a legit like wine bar, martini bar, and I walked in one day from hearing music from outside that was playing in. It was, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, it was the four like dirtiest guys I've ever seen in my life playing the most intense like backwoods bluegrass whatever. And I'm not even from that day on, like I was hooked on that. Like it took Brad Paisley and then seeing them, and then next thing I knew I was like, oh, this is my life now. Like
It's so impressive when you do first get taken by it. It's wow. How could somebody do that?
yeah
Yeah.
yeah it was it was amazing. But yeah, all right, cool. So Bakersfield East, like I said, a couple months ago, it just came out. What's actually we're already October here, so we're kind of coming to a close on 2025. But what else you got going on down the line? You have anything you want to touch on?
Well, so that's what I guess I'm trying to figure out right now because I'm playing every week, and the big thing is like I would like to get on the road. I would really like to start playing out of state. The dream would be to get opening for somebody, a decent level. It could help you gain some traction too. Always trying to get in front of publishers. Like I've had meetings with publishers, and it's just an ongoing, just a game. So I don't know, just keep grinding away, honestly, is all I'm doing. I'm thinking about, what I need to do next recording wise. I could have put out a full length album this time, and I decided not to because I was like, oh, I just want to do an EP for now. And so I may let this sit for a little bit and see what happens over the next couple months to a year. But I've got plenty of songs to record, so I wouldn't mind recording something else. It's more of just like if I need to, just yet. I'm real weird about it. I don't know how to describe. My roommate always makes fun of me. I'm like, if I look through an artist's catalog and they've got like a 10-song album, a 10-song album, a 10-song album, I love that. I'm like, wow, that's nice in order and neat. And then you see someone who has an EP, maybe like a couple singles, then an album, then maybe a couple singles, and it's all just a mess to me. Like I just couldn't stand that. I don't know why. So I don't know. I got to figure it out, I guess.
Yeah. No, I think that's smart, man. And it's not to like oversaturate, right?
Exactly.
Let the songs, let the project have its own breath and its own time in the spotlight, I guess, before you really abandon it and move on to the next one.
Yeah, I really think you can, especially nowadays, it's so easy to waste songs.
Yeah.
You can waste songs. Like it's not, if a song doesn't do well, like in my case, like I'm putting it out, pushing it myself. It doesn't mean it's a bad song. It may be, I don't know, but it doesn't mean it's a bad song, but you just don't have that leverage.
Right.
Now, so I kind of think you can really waste songs, and I feel bad. Like some people will just put out single after single after single. It's like, man, just maybe build an EP, put those singles out, and really spread things out. Try and save it, because you can always write more songs, but also it's good to hold on to things a little bit, I think.
Right. No, I think you're right. And I think there are a lot of songs that get wasted. I mean, if you even think back to like some of like your more popular artists, there's some great songs that never saw the light of day. And if you like
exactly.
only a person that bought the songs or streamed the songs that were played, in curated playlists, like then you don't know half of the artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what most of the listeners nowadays do. Anyway, it's just
Yeah, I mean, it's for like the throwback. Like I'm such a B-side guy. Like I love that. So like I love the full album and being able to like see the stuff that happens, and really dive into an artist. And I think you're smart by having an EP, what it is, like 6 songs, and then you're just like listen to these like for a while, and then I think that also gives the listener, they're like, man, like I really want him to come out with something now, like next now,
right.
And keep that like hunger there versus like, oh yeah, he's got another one coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, he's got a 20-song album coming out. Oh boy, like I'm not gonna listen to this whole thing.
No.
Yeah.
No, there's definitely something to be said about letting songs and projects and albums breathe and living the life they're meant to live and yeah, I mean we talk all the time how we prefer albums over singles any day of the week, and Brian's gonna kill me because he loves it, but that happened to be the closest thing to me, like having a physical copy of something.
That's so funny.
Having a physical copy of something is much better too than just the constant streaming world. So yeah, I think yes, I think it's extremely smart to let it breathe, and this might come out a little weird, and I hope it doesn't, but like you're kind of breaking the mold of what's happening in Nashville right now anyway, right? So like to really shove it down people's throats might not be the smartest thing, and kind of let them like not to be cliche, but let them like 2-step their way into you, right? Like like you also don't want to overpower with like, all right, this is what's happening, this is what we're doing, like
right.
Yeah. Dude, and everybody likes to be that person at like a party or at like a new show, or like, hey, have you heard this guy? Like he's kind of new, like has a different sound. Like everybody likes to be that guy. Like
yeah. But in the meantime, as you progress here and start working on whatever's next and all that, where can our listeners go online to follow along and find what's already out there now?
I have a website, and that's just chandlerdozier.com. But I also have all the social medias except Twitter, which I guess now is X, right? I don't have that one. That's the only one I don't have. And then I'm on all streaming services. You can find the EP on there, so Spotify, and I also have CDs. If you're interested, I will mail you a CD. I've mailed quite a few here recently this week, so it's cool. I learned that whole experience of how it is to like mail a product.
Yeah. As the record collector, it's the whole mail, and it's so much fun to put something, I sell to people and buy from people, like not just the artist, but like within a community. So like all that mail day, like, oh, there's a new CD here. Yes.
It's like Christmas. Yeah.
Every day. It's wonderful. Cool. Well, Chandler, man, this has been so much fun. We're so glad to have jumped on with you. And yeah, Bakersfield East, like I said, came out in August. It's phenomenal EP, and it really sets up for what we could only hope and assume it's going to be a nice, long, and forward moving career here. And we can't wait to see what else you got coming on down the line.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for having me.
All right, so that was our interview with Chandler Dozier, and yeah, I mean, anybody that talks Brad Paisley talks my language, so it was exciting talking to him. And I mentioned going into it, being able to see him after we talked to him was cool, and kind of see him being fresh in the interview, and then seeing him right away, kind of. We talk about why we do this, right? That we get to know them and enjoy them more. And that's literally exactly what happened, getting to catch a set down there. So yeah, awesome time with Chandler.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I love his music, man. I remember very vividly, like the first time I turned it on, like jumping on with you and everything, listen to it. I'm like, this is cool. And it is like that style of music is so cool. That neo traditional, like, Dwight Yoakam, Bakersfield sound, like it just works in every way. It's so groovy. And it's unique. And yeah, I mean, I'm a fan. I could talk about it for a whole nother hour about how cool I think Chandler is and his music and that style of country.
Yeah, especially being a young kid, right? He's still young in his career and in his life here. So yeah, that debut EP, Bakersfield East, talking about that Bakersfield sound. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what Chandler continues to cook up.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, we definitely want to thank Chandler for coming on Outside the Circle. Make sure you go and follow him on all of his social media, music listening platforms. We leave you today with another track from Chandler Dozier, Dancing with a Memory.
Same old barroom downtown, he listens to the same old lonesome sounds from a love that to him has yet to fade. He requests what once was the song that they danced to all night long. Now as the crowd watches, he dances on alone. And what will it take to free his heart she holds so tight? Everybody knows this to continue just ain't right. No one's the heart to tell him she's already moved on. He's still dancing with a memory of a love that's dead and gone. something we could do. Oh, but it would be no use, for a broken heart must face its pain on its own. If you look closely, you'll see he's crying, and the tears they run down his face, but he never goes to wipe them, 'cause he's lost in her embrace. And what will it take to free his heart she holds so tight? Everybody knows for this to continue just ain't right. No one's the heart to tell him she's already moved on. He's still dancing with the memory of love that's dead and gone. Oh, he's still dancing with the memory of love that's dead and gone.
Outside the Circle podcast features music used with full permission from the original artist and or their authorized representatives. All songs are included for promotional and discussion purposes only, with no commercial redistribution or authorized duplication intended. Outside the Circle podcast supports independent artists and complies with all copyright and music listening requirements.